on accident.
Yeah.
On accident. This is Dan knows the story because I told Dan and Alyssa that next day. So I was on some silly substances. And
not alcohol.
Not alcohol or the green or other ones.
Heroin.
No, I don't do hard drugs.
No
I'll
hard
never.
drugs.
Hard drugs are. Listen, I'm
man-made.
saying this as someone who's treated people with hard drugs, who's been around hard drugs. Never. They're not worth it. The high is not worth it.
Only flaccid drugs.
It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. The high is not worth it. So I was on.
It was Fent.
Yeah, I was on Fent. I was on. I was in a K-hole.
Fenta, don't you want to?
Do the marketing for fentanyl, Ricky.
Thanks.
Basically, I went to 7-Eleven to get an Earl Grey tea and a banana. I was very excited for my Earl Grey, and a guy walks in. He walks from behind the 7-Eleven to the 7-Eleven covered in sweat.
This is also at 3 in the morning.
It's also 3 in the morning. I walked there, by the way. I don't have my car. Covered in sweat. He's pulsing back and running back and forth. Like he's just like, you shouldn't talk to this guy. But of course, I'm like, I love everybody right now. I'm like, let me help this guy. This guy probably needs some help. Hey man, you need any help? And he's like, why are you talking to me? I'm like, I don't know, man. You just feel like, I feel like I should just connect with you for a moment. He's like, you want to connect with me? I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm like, can I get you anything? He's like, why? What are you selling? I was like, no, I'm not selling anything. He's like, and he's like, huh? What are you on right now? And I told him straight up what I was on, and he was like, got any for me? And I was like, no, I don't. I'm so sorry. I wish I could. I just don't have any left. And he's like, oh. And basically, after long talking, he starts talking about his life, and he starts asking me questions. Now, even inebriated, he's asking me all these personal questions. Even inebriated, I will not give any of my personal info. I won't. I'm lying through my teeth.
That's pretty good.
Where
That's
I live,
that's a pretty good
what
quality.
car I drive, what he asked
Impressive.
what I do for a living. I just lied through my teeth. And he believed me, but like whatever, or he didn't. I don't know if he believed me or not. I can't speak for him. But
He's watching this video, gobsmacked.
yeah, he's like,
right
God
now.
damn it. Oh no, he's probably in jail again. He said, told me he just got out of jail.
He grew up to be Obama.
Yeah, he told me he just got out of jail. He has no money, and I'm like, oh, like you want food or something, man? He's like, you can give me a hot meal right now. I'm like, yeah, everything's kind of closed right now, but like I think the Burger King at the gas station up the street is still open. And he's like, all right, and we walk up there together, and I'm like, so like man, like what have you been up to? Like since you got out? He's like, I kind of like just robbing people. I was like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, I usually just like, slap people and take their shit. That's what he said. I like to slap people and take their shit.
I've never heard this story before, by the way.
I didn't, because when I told it was like post it being traumatic, and I was telling Dan like, hey man, I almost got in really big trouble last night. I almost died last night maybe. A cop pulls up while we're walking to the other gas station, and he's like, hey, you guys all right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just walking my friend up here to the gas station. He's like, oh yeah? And he looks at him and he's like, yeah, we're friends. And he looks at me, he's like, you guys are friends? And I'm like, yeah, we're friends. I'm walking up trying to give him something to eat. He's like, all right. And he drives away. He's like, hey, that was pretty good, man. That was pretty good. And I was like, yeah, like, it's fine. Like, we're just hanging out. He's like, yeah, we are just hanging out. But yeah, but he started giving me like a legit, and I started feeling bad for him. He started giving me like a legit, like, I don't think you want to hit the...
Don't hit.
There you go. Slam down. There you go.
Gravity powers.
He was giving me legit like, hey man, like no one looks out for me, blah, blah, blah. I really appreciate this. I was like, all right, it was fine, genuine. Then his mood completely shifted when we walked inside the gas station. After he was just telling me he loves robbing people and taking their stuff. It's his favorite thing to do. He actually said he was going to rob the 7-Eleven I was at, but he decided not to because I was talking to him.
Dude.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool, man. He's like, yeah, I was going to rob those guys. I was probably going to kill them. And
No,
like,
he
yes.
said I was going to kill them?
Yeah. I was like, oh, wow.
No.
I was like, oh, wow. He's like, yeah, sometimes you got to do that. I'm like, cool, man. I don't think he's ever killed anybody in his life. He wouldn't be out of jail.
Yeah.
I think he's just a crazy... Well, listen, not everything a homeless person says to you is legit. He's on drugs. Like,
Right.
I don't think he's ever killed someone in his life.
Right, but he did still say
that. Yeah, he
that.
did say that, yeah. So...
Holy fuck.
He, like, oh, wow, like, that's good that you did. And he's like, yeah, And I was like, okay. Also, he could also be trying to freak me out because he might think I'm another homeless person.
Yeah.
I dress like a homeless person, let's be real here. So, like, if I thought it was another homeless person that, like, he was trying to, like, make sure I wouldn't rob him, made him think he was serious. By the way, this whole story is not told from the lens of this guy. I'm making fun of this guy. I try to be more human than that. But anyway, I don't want to be insinuating I'm making fun of some homeless guy or, or God down on his luck. But, So we get to the gas station. He walks in. He starts screaming at the the guy in the register. I'm like, oh, this got real. And now the certain silly substance I was on makes everything more intense. So I was like, man, I am gonna die. And he reaches into his sweatshirt pocket, and he pulls his hand forward, and like starts aiming, gesturing with his pocket. And I'm like, he probably doesn't have anything in there.
Yeah.
Until I saw the silly little outline in his. I'm like, oh, his fingers are back here. What's that? And I'm like, oh my god, my friend here has a pew pew, for YouTube. He has a pew pew, and I'm like, oh wow. And I'm like, I'm officially gonna bail on this guy. And he's yelling at the guy, looking back at me, yelling back at the guy, because also the food place is closed. I thought I was I'm gonna buy him the food. We'll part ways. That's it. He's pissed because the food place is closed. There's no hot food. What the fuck? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, holy crap, this is awful. I thought you were gonna.
The black hole was the bad one. I forgot.
And as soon as I realized he goes closer to the register, I realized that was my time, and I slam open the door and I sprint out. He's like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." Like, I promised him I was gonna buy him cigarettes. I was gonna buy him food. 'Cause I was going to. I was gonna hook this guy up. And I just bailed on him, and I sprinted all the way home, dude. Full sprint, and then sat in my living room for like 4 hours.
How long ago was
sweating.
this?
So you used...
A couple months.
This is like new details. I didn't know he actually robbed that place.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He did not rob it.
He tried to.
I thought he was going to.
And so he was just pointing a gun at them?
He was I think he was having an episode, and he's like
manic.
He was yelling at the guy who didn't say a word, by the way, this poor man working at the register, that don't fucking look at me like that, don't call me that, blah, blah, blah. I think the guy was having a fucking episode, like a breakdown. He did not rob the place. Nothing happened that night. Everyone walked away safe, I assume. I seem to assume, as I don't know what happened to him, per se. I've never seen him again.
That's good.
If I saw him, he wouldn't recognize me. I look way different now. Hair, face, like I look different now. But anyway, yeah, I just and I lost my beanie, so you wouldn't see that either. But yeah, yeah, maybe he stole it. Maybe that was his revenge.
What
Oh no, Ricky, you know how to you know what to do. You know what to do.
Fucked up.
But yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. I hope these stories are interesting to listen to.
They are.
that was.
Oh, they are. They're
Fascinating.
captivating, all right.
Yeah.
Anthony, I have like an idea.
And they're real. They're real. I'm not. I sometimes I'm very grateful for all the experiences I've had in my life, but also like I do wish my life was a little less hectic.
Yeah.
'Cause these aren't interesting. I'm not saying these with any ounce of pride, and I think anyone that does is very weird. These are all just things that just have happened to me, but I'm not like, yeah, man, I fucking, yeah, bro, yeah, I was like, dude, you robbed this place, I'm gonna kick your ass. Like, I am not a tough guy. I've just had to be a tough guy to not die sometimes.
Do you know what we should
I'm usually
do,
very
though?
cool. I'm very chill.
What, Ricky?
I mean,
We should start back up bum fights.
Oh my God.
that was exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Is it really what you're gonna say? Oh, like that's something that you would say.
It all depends on Anthony, like the work that you actually want to put on yourself. And I know you're a busy guy, but like since we have separate audio now, you could easily just like animate a cute little
Oh my
thing.
god!
for each
And
thing.
a cute little thing of a homeless convict robbing a gas
Well,
station.
he wasn't prosecuted. You can't call him a convict.
He was. He just got out of jail. He said.
Not for that crime.
Oh, yeah, true.
But I don't know. Like, 'cause when I hear you talk, I'm like, that
The
sounds like
fans could do it.
Yeah, just
That sounds
we
like
gotta
a
get-
fun animation.
Yeah.
fan animations.
It was just like,
all 22 of them.
Dude, imagine how cool it's gonna be if there's ever like a lobster boil animated like a
That
fan.
I really am hoping one day.
that would make me cry. But yeah. Also, I'll never tell a sad story on this channel. It'll always be like either funny or silly. That's not like it's sad like contextually because like this poor guy is in this situation, but like nothing bad happened. You know what I mean? Nothing bad happened. Like I would never tell like I also hate EMTs that tell like death stories.
Yeah.
I hate that with a passion. Like guys will be like, yeah, I showed up to this fire. This dude was burned to a crisp. He looked like a couch cushion. Like that's not funny. It's not funny at all. It's not someone's life.
I think this is a good stopping point.
Yeah, for sure. This has been Omnibus.
Holy.
This has been something.
Thank you for
great
letting me
buyback.
rant for an hour.
Of 2014 or whatever it was.
We gotta
It's a
find.
long time ago.
It was a long time ago. Alright, hell yeah. So
Hell yeah.
remember everyone, you can catch us in Newark,
Yeah, Newark. Newark.
Well, after that, we're gonna head over to Newark and then the beautiful coast of Newark.
Yeah, Newark.
Um,
Eventually,
Then
our
they'll
tour is
land-
going to end, and we're going to head back home to Newark.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we're gonna take a train to the landlocked city-state of Newark.
Yeah, we're gonna do some local shows in Newark and then some away shows in Newark.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta see, you know, because Newark is really tight when it comes to Newark. But
You know, my parents met in Newark. One was from Newark, and the other one was from Newark.
goodbye.
Bye.
Great episode.
That was good, right? It wasn't just trauma.
No,
It really wasn't trauma. I'm not upset about talking.